The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, the amusement industry, and everything to do with fun. Here are your hosts, Carsten Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hoop.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Rundown on Fun, our weekly podcast where we cover Cedar Point news, Six Flags news, and everything to do with fun. And I'm not Kyle, but I think, I don't know, Kyle might just be deserted on a deserted island or something. I'm not sure.
He might be a ghost. That might have been his.
Yeah, like he's not here with us when like we're here recording. But you know, if anyone listened to our last podcast, he and also his girlfriend Ray were able to pretty much just send in an audio file and say, "Hey, add this to the podcast." And we're like, okay. So, Kyle, we miss you. Hopefully, the next episode we'll get you back on. But we've got some news to talk about, and then we've also got a Plan Your Day 2026 version for Cedar Point. And
why is that? Because as you're listening to this, you are probably driving to the park for the first time this year.
Yes, happy opening day.
Today's, well, as you listen to this, hopefully this is opening day. Today's opening day.
Happy opening day. Yeah, hopefully it's not going to be raining a whole lot. We're recording this on a Thursday, if anyone, right. Cliff notes, but
let me look at the weather forecast. That could be part of this.
Yeah, right. Evan's going to give us all. This is the weather forecast from Thursday, but
yeah, literally this is probably pointless because it's going to change.
It's going to change. Dude, I'm not going to lie. It's been like raining and then it's not, and then it's raining and then it's not, and then it was cold and then it was warm.
Same with Sunday. Same with Sunday this weekend too. It's.
But happy opening day.
Yeah. Woo. We made it somehow, some way.
We did. You know, this next coming off season, which I'll dread, but I've got a really cool around in the Avon area. They're opening up a K1 go-kart facility, and those are like indoor go-karts that go like almost 45 miles an hour, something like that. They're electric. Nice. And hopefully, I'm hoping that they'll sell like a season pass or something, because I will totally take advantage of that and be able to at least do something. So, but anyway,
are you ready for your opening day weather report?
Yes. Let's get into it really quick. And then you are a weatherman, so you know what? If you give the weather the wrong, it's okay, because it's okay to be wrong.
I apparently, like I always say to you, I should have gone into weather forecast.
So Evan, what's the weather forecast going to be for today?
So today on your while you commute to Cedar Point, because I know you're all getting there for early entry, it is a crisp 56 degrees and mostly cloudy there in Sandusky, Ohio, with Beautiful. A 12% chance of rain. Your day is looking like a high of 68 degrees.
Perfect.
With this is Weather Channel. That I'm sure there's a million different forecasts on different websites, but I'm using Weather Channel. They say at 5 p.m. is your chance of rain, which is only 36%, but they do say scattered thunderstorms. And that is also the highest temperature of the day at 68 degrees. And then at closing at 8 p.m., it is mostly sunny and 63 degrees.
Sounds perfect.
Not too bad. And then just out of curiosity, because, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
Sunday, if you're making your way to the park, the hourly forecast doesn't go that far out, but it does say Sunday, high of 58, sunshine and clouds mixed with winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour with minimal chance of rain.
Well, there you go. Perfect opening day weekend, I would say, since like last year was like, hey.
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah,
man, it's here. We're here.
Yeah, we are here. We're back, baby. We're back. We
are ready to go.
And obviously, if you're listening to this as you're commuting to the park and you're going to the early entry, as long as you have Prestige Pass or you're staying at one of the Cedar Point hotels, early entries at 9 a.m. I think it's top thrill 2. Yeah. It's Millennium Course,
Siren's Curse, Millennium, Gatekeeper, and Iron Dragon, Cadillac Cars, Cedar Downs, I believe, and then I believe Select Rides in Kitty Kingdom.
There you go. And then,
because I was just looking at it today.
real quick note: make sure that you meet us over by Corkscrew, the station over there at 3 p.m. Today, and we will be having a group photo, and then we'll be having a trackside takeover where we're going to ride for our first, like, I guess you could say, ride of the year kind of thing together, because we'll be doing a bunch of those as a website as the year goes on, but we'll be celebrating Corkscrew's 50th anniversary, and then we'll pick another ride.
I do want to clarify the trackside takeover. We're just all of us are riding a ride together. There's some bad connotations with certain groups and how they call them, like ride takeovers and stuff. So we just kind of decided
ride, right?
Yeah,
we named
separate
it
ourselves because we're better
like,
behaved.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. So anyway,
does trackside takeover make a ton of sense? Not really, but it works.
Right. Yeah. We're just trying to be a little bit ahead of the curve.
Differentiate ourselves from certain groups.
Speaking of something crazy, Six Flags just announced their Q1 results, and everyone was like, "Oh, everything, Six Flags is going to run for bankruptcy and blah 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 and stuff." Actually, Q1, and a lot of the parks aren't even open yet. But Evan, I don't know if you noticed this because we talked about it on the last podcast. Kings Island was freaking busy when I was there, and it was really even when it was raining and pouring and raining, there was people weren't leaving. And then when you were there, obviously it was super busy as well. Well, they're actually having a really really good first quarter. Their I'm just going to click just hit on some of these quick hitters real quick. First of all, the new Six Flags CEO did say that they're not planning on selling any parks in the fiscal year of
this year. Just at least this year.
Right, yeah, of 2026. So, which is good news.
They didn't say they were done. They just said not this year.
Right, yeah. So hopefully, stop the bleeding, and everything will be good. Visit your parks. Because I did read something where they said that they're going to probably move all of their capital programs and like the stuff that they want to spend money on to the parks that they get a lot of return back. So visit Cedar Point, visit Kings Island, visit your home park. That's a Six Flags park. And, be like, oh, I can't see anything like that, whatever, like, but yeah, so anyway, I more to that or whatever. So yeah, so revenue was up 12%, which is really good. And then also attendance was up around 4% or so. Again, keep visiting those parks. Keep visiting. You don't want your park to close, things like that, whatever, be sold, whatever. Keep visiting the parks. Also,
just, like Tony always said with certain rides that people complained about closing, vote with your feet.
Exactly. Yeah. So, also we did have this isn't in our notes, but Six Flags did announce that what is it? Their holiday event,
Holiday in the Park is returning to Over Georgia, and what was the other one?
Great Adventure. Six Flags Great Adventure. Yes, because I remember Winterfest, but they're not like, but maybe they'll can become one name after a while. But anyway, that's good news for that. So continue to visit those parks. Again, the Q1, not a lot to like look on and stuff, but
Q1's better. The most boring one.
Yeah. Q2, Q3, that's when it's the juicy. And then the 4 is actually pretty good too.
Q2 is going to be the weather will be the weather and attendance.
No. The weather's gonna be good. The weather's gonna be good. Stop it. We're gonna
attendance will be down. Everybody like, oh my god.
Positive vibes, dang it. Positive vibes. Don't be negative Nancy, just like the people on the roundabout. Don't be negative Nancy like the people on the roundabout, because the roundabout is open. They did open it on time. Here, I guess I'll give you a traffic update. Sure. So when
and here's Carsten with the traffic.
There you go. Yeah. So if you're driving over to Cedar Point and you're going on Cleveland Road from Rye Beach Road, just expect some traffic delays over a little bit past Cedar Point Sports Park, the sports center, I should say. Just a little bit past that, they are doing some resurfacing projects and also some sidewalk and curb enhancements, and those might be a little delayed over there. But no, they did not do. This is a little bit extended down, and then but the roundabout is is pretty much done. I don't know why the city of Sandusky decided to do two projects at once, but
I'm getting my soapbox out. We complain about you people on Facebook. Not you people. Most of the CP Rundown people are smart, but just generally on Facebook, y'all need to understand Cedar Point is not making this decision.
Yeah.
Cedar Point did not ask for a roundabout. They did not decide to put a roundabout on. They are certainly not footing the bill for a roundabout. And I think Cedar Point agrees that it's probably a bad idea. And maybe we're wrong. Maybe everybody complaining about a roundabout's wrong, but when there's accidents and backups because of the roundabout, please don't get pissed at Cedar Point because they're not the ones doing the roundabout. I don't know why people can't get that through their heads. Cedar Point doesn't own the intersection of Cedar Point Drive and Cleveland Road. They don't.
And what's crazy is is no one's ever seen, like, yes, we've seen roundabouts and we've done roundabouts before. We don't know how this is going to play out. Everyone is like already being like, oh, this is going to be bad. Like,
I personally am in that camp, but
well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what,
I think roundabouts work because I've been in Europe where they're more common and people understand them. I just don't think the average American driver knows how to handle them.
Yeah,
they really don't.
That is
because we're unfamiliar with them. They are not common over here.
That is fair. That is 100% fair. But again,
we'll see.
Also, make sure that the causeway is 35 miles per hour when you're driving there. And also, they did add some signage over by the bridge area. It says a narrow bridge, and also the bridge is supposed to be only 25 miles per hour. So, and City of Sandusky, I'm not even lying. I went over there when I was, if anyone watched our Facebook page, you could see that there was a ton of testing going on. There was Top Roll 2 testing and Siren's Curse and Millennium, and just pretty much everything was testing the other day. Yeah, even Rigor was, yeah.
Corkscrew.
And Corkscrew's kind of small to see. It's not that tall.
I saw it in your video.
Did you? Okay. All right. Fair. But there was a patrol officer there. So just be mindful when you're driving to the park today. But yeah, so, Evan, Cedar Point really hasn't, I guess, announced all of their Live-E. They kind of just threw it on their website, and I'm sure they'll probably get like an actual Live-E announcement, maybe.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to announce this tomorrow, which is yesterday as y'all listen to this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, that's okay. That's all right. We're not waiting until Friday to do this." But anyway, no. Evan, we teased a little bit about it yesterday. I'm sorry, last podcast. Tell us a little bit more about the 2026 Live-E for Cedar Point.
We don't know anything about any of these shows, like Carsten said, but they did just kind of quietly post the live entertainment page. There's not a ton different. And I don't want to sound like, I don't know, rude to the performers, but I don't really pay attention to live entertainment, especially once they got rid of the Celebrate 150 spectacular and the parade.
A really, really good, good show.
I know they do, but shows just aren't my thing. Fair. And
food is your thing and rides are your thing.
Yes,
we get it.
Yes. Celebrate 150.
And food and rides are my thing.
Celebrate 150 was my thing. That was a phenomenal show, and I miss it every day. But anyways, so if you're into shows, this year they are bringing back the Bands in Residence program, which without getting super detailed, I believe if you're a local band, you could try to sign up and you'll get a weekend to perform at the park. That's basically it. Mm-hmm. And that happens at Farmhouse and the Sandbar stages. There's going to be character appearances, just kind of in and out. It might be Snoopy, it might be Charlie Brown, it might be both, it might be Lucy, it might be you. Who else is in that show?
I think they have a Woodstock too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Camp Snoopy Theater and the Planet Snoopy Gazebo. Also, I should mention that this stuff is not going to start opening day. I don't know when it's going to start, but it doesn't usually start opening day.
Make sure you download Six Flags app, so that way you're dialed into Cedar Point. And for the date that you're visiting, it'll.
I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but for whatever, I don't understand why they don't put show times on the website. Because I like to be able to see the show times just looking around online, but you have to look at the app. So I can't help you there. But usually the shows start like maybe the weekend before Memorial Day. It's usually only a weekend or two that they don't have any real live entertainment. And then new this year in the Jack Aldrich Theater is Vinyl to Viral. Again, no description, but that's yeah,
I'm thinking it might be like, vinyl records. So like older songs and then, viral as in like the ones that like we know today kind of thing.
Songs today.
Maybe. I don't know.
Country Roads Live at the Palace. That's the Palace Theater, which is the one that's by Steel Vengeance, right? Palace Theater.
Yes.
Happiness is a celebration at the Legacy Walk Plaza. They built a little stage there in the last couple of years. Rock This Way at the Red Garter Saloon, which sounds very similar to every show they've had there in the last 15 years. Henceforth Comedy presents the Hoots and Hollers Comedy Club at the Palace Theater. This is another thing that they did last year where they brought in local comedians for, I believe, a weekend usually, right?
Yes.
A Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they would do 2 or 3 sets. Usually the last set that they would do would be a little more adult. But then I think they would tone it down for the earlier set. But they're local Cleveland comedians usually. I remember Bill Squire was one of them. He's a very famous radio talk show host in Cleveland. I don't know about very famous, but famous enough. Wildcats Rockabilly Review at Backbeat Q's stage, and then the Wild Mice. I think that's like a roving band that will be taking place, obviously, at the Boardwalk in front of Wild Mouse.
That was a huge hit last year with a lot of people.
That reminds me. Do they do kind of the same thing that the Swell Tones did? They have that car, then they drive it around, and they come out and play in front of Coaster's Diner.
Kind of, but not. Like, I mean, they just have a bunch of instruments, and they're dressed like mice, and it was actually really cool. So,
all right, well, so there you go. There's your Live E for the year. Obviously, Live E is more of a thing in fall, I think, for Cedar Point, especially since they're no longer doing the parade and the Celebrate 150. So they focus a lot of their Live E on the fall with, all the different Hollow Weekends shows and whatnot. So, but still, there's definitely plenty of live entertainment if rides aren't really your cup of tea, or at least, not the top of your list at Cedar Point.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I was going to say
Where's your dog starts barking?
I know, right?
Insane timing. So while Carson's dog barks, so the main point of the show is as you're heading to the park, this is your first visit for the year. We wanted to do kind of like a plan your day. We obviously go to Cedar Point a lot. Carson more than me, but we go a lot. Not to, I don't know, boost our own egos, but we know a lot of things about the park and how to make your day better. So we're going to provide our own little tips and tricks. And then Carsten, you also posted on the CP Rundown page on Facebook, asking for people to comment their tips and tricks. So once we get through ours, we'll read yours. There's actually a lot of people that commented, like more than we usually have for interactive listener topics or whatever you want to call them. So, God, I was bad. I didn't do my homework. I didn't really give a good, honest thought to this. And what I'm going to say is probably going to be echoed by a lot of people in the Facebook comments, but that's okay. One thing is in Cedar Point and all the Six Flags parks really push this. And I kind of alluded to it with the live entertainment, because this is the only place you're really going to get your info is get the app. I know people don't love to be on their phone at the park, or at least usually not enthusiasts like us. But if you're more, especially for the general public, get the app, because then you could see the show times. You could see the wait times very easily. You can buy, while they do have single kiosks at some of the bigger rides to buy one-time fast lanes, you can also just buy them in the app. While you're walking to Siren's Curse and you're at Raptor, you can just buy your fast lane there and just walk right on up and scan it and head right on in for $25. So that's a big one. And if, again, anybody that's listening doesn't need this information, but if you need the park map, you can go on the park map and say, I'm at Iron Dragon and I don't know how to get to Gemini. You could click Gemini and it's going to show you a nice little walking path and how long it's going to take to get you there. Yes. And obviously you can store your pass in there. You could store your If you buy a single day dining plan or a single day drink plan, any of that kind of stuff, it's all in there. You get your barcode. And if you don't want to use the app all day, you can still go in the app and use that to put tickets and vouchers and stuff in your Google Wallet or your Apple Wallet. So yeah, start with the app. That's more like the general public-y thing, but still something I think is important.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And you can just screenshot if you're trying to like save battery life or not wanting to use the app all day and stuff and everything, you can screenshot your pass number and things like that.
So many people I know screenshot the barcode and use that as their phone background.
Yeah. I mean, that way you're able to get in, for instance, like if you get the fun picks and things like that for the day, or also the all season fun picks where you can get all your pictures, on-ride pictures and stuff. You just scan that and it uploads that.
And it's compatible with your smartwatch too. You could put your...
Yeah, if you have an Apple Watch, or I would assume Samsung has the same kind of thing where they've got like a wallet or something and it just pops right up and it's able to scan.
When she walks up to the park, she has an Apple Watch and she just flashes her wrist with a QR code on it.
It's pretty.
And I think some of the workers kind of like, huh? And then they scan it and there's her picture.
I was going to say also, make sure, if you're going to be like in the park, like all day or things like that, the app also, I don't know if Evan, if you said this, but it has the wait times. You can see like all the wait times for all the rides and stuff and everything. And then I know that you were talking about the fast lane, but you can also purchase if, for instance, like if I was going to be at the park all day long and knowing that, I would buy either the all day dining or the all day dining, like the premium that they have where you can get like a snack and you can also get I think they both include a drink now. I don't think that they don't include a drink.
I know at least one of them does.
I'm trying to pull that up here.
Well, while you're looking for that, something I want to mention with the drink plans. This is again my personal preference, but if you buy all season or if you're a single day, if you have whenever given the option to either use a plastic reusable cup or paper cup, I'm going to say use the paper cup. Now, I get saving the planet and all that stuff, and I agree. But for Cedar Point and the practicality, there are too many rides at Cedar Point and a lot of the Six Flags parks that you can't really take anything with you that at the very least won't fit in your pockets. So if you use that plastic cup, you have a cool souvenir and you're saving the planet, but you got to put it in a locker at Magnum, Top Thrill, Sirens Curse, Steel Vengeance, Millennium, I believe Raptor nowadays, Gatekeeper. Like, you're going to end up spending so much money on lockers. Now, granted, Top Thrill and Sirens Curse, those and just Sirens Curse and Top Thrill, they're free lockers that can fit your souvenir cup. Steel Vengeance, those lockers don't fit a souvenir cup. So, you're gonna be spending $2 here, $3 there, putting your souvenir cup in a locker. And that also goes into just in general travel light. I don't understand people that need to bring a whole backpack into the park. I've never understood that unless you have obviously like medical needs and stuff. Which case, if you have medical needs, you could go to guest services and get a medical tag for free and easy. You don't have to like explain anything. And they'll give you a little wristband to put on your backpack that says you have a reason to take this backpack in line. But anyways, if you don't have that, if you don't have a medical reason, don't bring a backpack to the park. Bring what you can fit in your pockets, or maybe a fanny pack. That's it. That's all you need. You need your phone, maybe some hand sanitizer, and a phone charger, a portable charger. You don't need like 14 changes of clothes and new shoes and this and that. Like, guys, don't do that.
Yeah. No. So adding on to that first, if you do need to use a locker, I recommend buying the all day locker that they offer. I think it's a movable locker. Every few hours, you pretty much go to like
$8 last year.
It was like, $8, $10, $12, whatever. It's like, and it's movable. So like, just this is how it works. So for instance, I'm going to Millennium Force. Cool. I want to put my whatever in the locker, and I literally go over to the machine. I hit rent a movable locker. You click that. Boom, boom. You put in a password. You put in like another long password or something.
Your phone number you can do, I think they make you do a 10-digit code, and then you put in your locker code.
Yeah. And then once you put that stuff in the locker, literally you seal it up, you go ride the ride and do whatever. You grab your stuff out of that locker, and you hit the end rental button on the locker just to make the attendant be. It's not going to mess your day up, but just to be mindful.
Just to be nice to the lockers.
Well, and also make sure that like if lockers if it's a busy day, you don't want to have a locker that's unavailable. But anyway, so I bought that, and then I'm going over to Steel Vengeance, and so I'm like, oh crap, okay, so I put in my passcode, I put in my number or whatever, and then it's like, okay, did you want to move that locker from Millennium Forest to Steel Vengeance? And you're like, yes, and then boom, it'll give you another locker, and then you just go on about your day just like that.
And you pay one flat fee.
Yep, that's one flat fee. We don't know what the price is, obviously, but or if you want to be a pain in the butt, there is just specific all-day lockers that are a little bigger at the very, very front of the park. There's also all-day lockers, unless they change them over by underneath the Skyride over there by Pagoda.
Okay, that's right. I forgot they put those in.
Yeah.
But those are, I think, $20 or $25.
And those are all day, and those are not movable. So
you rent a locker, and that's like your closet within the park that you can just go and grab things from all day.
For sure. So back to meal plans really quick. So you can get if you only just want to eat once at the park or whatever, and you don't have a meal plan and you don't want to get the all day dining or anything like that, they offer, which I think this is a really good deal. They give you a single meal deal, and it's only $25, and it gets you, obviously food. It gives you a regular sized fountain drink and also a snack for $25. I mean, if you
basically that's you're getting a drink and a snack for free with doing that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, because
an entree and a side in the park is like $23 before tax.
Yeah. So there's that. That's a really, really good option. Again, the all day dining plan. You can eat every 90 minutes, which is really nice.
What is that? $40?
That is $35.
That is such a good deal.
Right. So, I mean, if you're planning, for instance, if you're visiting from like another state and you're like, ooh, I really want to try Farmhouse and I want to try Backbeat Barbecue and I really want to try Hugo's, like you're like wanting to do all those and you're like, oh man, but now you're, $35, you could do it all and in 90 minutes, which is really nice.
I brought my dad to the park last year for his first time since 2021, for Father's Day last year. And what I did is I bought the all day dining because I mean, he's not a huge rider. I think all day he rode Top Thrill and Millennium. But he hadn't ever even seen, much less ate at Backbeat, Farmhouse, or Grand Pavilion. So I got the all day dining, and sure, he didn't eat a ton at each because he was full, but he was able to try everything and eat all these places.
Yeah.
And then, if like at Backbeat, he would get one thing and I would get something different, and we would just kind of, split the plates in half, and he'd be able to try a bunch of different stuff. And
it does also say
good food. Cedar Point is really good food.
Right. Yeah. It's nice that you're able to, try different foods and different things. And you might like something that you didn't even think that you would like or whatever, but, also it does say that it is not available for sharing. So there's, don't be sharing.
Okay. Well, listen, Cedar Point, cover your ears.
Don't be covering nobody's ears.
they're not watching you eat. What really means there is you can't
go up and be like, okay, 90 minutes later and be like, oh, hey, John, you want something? Cool. You can have, right. If you're having like a fry or two from, yeah.
And then your kid walks up, then you go and get something for your kid 90 minutes later.
Right.
Your kid walks up and you're like, this is my all day dining. I'm giving it to him. No, you can't.
Right. Yeah. So no sharing.
If you get the meal and then go sit down, then they're not going to want you eat.
Right. I mean, if you have a fry or two, sure, but that's what the rules are. So again, no sharing because we're just covering the rules of what Cedar Point has on their website. If you get the all day dining plan premium, that's when that includes an actual drink, and that's $49. You can get a drink every 15 minutes. Again, you can either get a like an entree with a side, or you can or you get a snack, which is the different part with the premium is you get a drink and also a snack on the side. if you don't want the side item like a French fries or something, and you can get maybe like a cookie, something like that. Or if it's just a hot day and you're like, dude, I don't really want to eat or whatever, they have an all day drink plan for $20. And which is, I mean, that'd be nice. Every 15 minutes, you just pretty much probably get like a wristband or something or whatever. And you just every 15 minutes, or whatever. And you just kind of do your thing. Also, Cedar Point does have, they don't have it currently, but they normally do have like the dining plan options that you can get for like an entree at Farmhouse and whatever sides that comes with everything. That's not currently on their website. But if you look on the app or something like that, you might be able to.
Guest services should be able to provide you a mostly up-to-date menu.
Yeah. And then obviously, Evan, you touched on the single fast lane that, for, if it's like a super crazy busy day and stuff, and you're like, dude, I really just need this one credit, or I really, really want to ride this ride.
Or you pay $30 and you'll get right on.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is nice. And then I'm trying to think also, I don't know how much parking is this year, but I do know that you can actually add, parking onto it too. And then really quick for the accessibility people, that if you need like any accessibility options, things like that from the park, whatever, there is normally over there next to where you would get the what are those, the handicap scooters,
or next to the bathrooms by Ocean Motion. Think of it that way.
Fair. Yeah. You go over there and there's like an accessibility counter over there. They'll take what you need, so on and so forth. We won't jump into how that works, but go on the website, Cedar Point's website, and check out accessibility.
Also, there's a guest services backed by what was Town Hall. They do it there as well.
Either that, or it'll be over by like the Maverick area, because I don't know if they're going to keep it where they kept it during the fall or something. And then also, if you need to rent like scooters or things like that, or strollers for that, they recommend, especially the electric wheelchairs and stuff, they recommend that you rent those before you like decide to go to the park and stuff like that, because I guess it's kind of like a first come first serve. So as long as you have that booked and everything, then you won't have to worry about especially if it's a busy day, so on and so forth. And then I'd say last about like, I guess, accommodations or whatever, I would say probably if you can, I think it would be like great. Like if you have a prestige pass, you obviously get preferred parking. But if you don't have a prestige pass, I mean, you can pay the extra, like maybe $10-15 whatever, get preferred parking, and then you're really, really, really close to the gate, especially if it's really busy. And you might be making multiple trips to your car and stuff. Let me tell you, you can rack up 40,000 steps really, really quick. And you'd be exhausted by the time 5-6 o'clock rolls around. If you have a car that's all the way back in 49E or something, but yeah, I was, and I think that's about it for all of that.
There's one thing I want to touch on that's maybe not less of a tip and more of like, okay, this is your opening day reminder. I think I touched on this with Kings Island, but set your expectations correctly for opening weekend or two. They're all new employees. They're many employees working their first job or first real job. Things are going to be slower. Ride operations aren't going to be great. Every year at every park on opening day, opening weekend, there's ride availability issues. Rides break down more often. It's going to be annoying, but do your best to not get pissed off by it. Just deal with it. Be happy the park is open. Be happy that the weather is, what did I say, 68 degrees and sunny like on opening day. Enjoy being in the park. Enjoy some French fries and relax. Don't get pissed at employees because your favorite ride broke for 15 minutes. Don't get pissed at employees because they aren't dispatching trains fast enough. Don't get pissed because your food took 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes. Like, things like that. Like, give it
some time. Yeah. Yeah, definitely give it some time for sure.
Be nice. Be nice.
Also, I was going to say, Cedar Point does have, this year, they have a, if you go under their passes and tickets information you can go. Oh, you can obviously, if you have a season pass, you can go to Pass Perks and see if you have any pass perks and things like that. I know currently right now they've got they've got obviously early entry, which we talked about in the beginning, but you can get a BOGO on the Dasani water. You can get $1 off large Dippin' Dots, extra 10% off the food and beverage. And they also said additional perks will be coming later here in May and stuff like that. But also, if you read the fine print, like the 10% off of food or beverage, you can actually apply that.
You can stack it.
You can stack it on your season pass discount. So I think Prestige, you get 15%. So then an extra 10, that's 25% now. You're getting 25% off, which is, again, you can stack the with the large Dippin' Dots. You can get I don't know what 25 or 15% is off that, but yeah. So, again, that's really, really nice. And then also, I'm sorry, it's under Park Info. If you go into Park Info, you can find scheduled ride closures. You can kind of see what's going on. They currently have some, obviously they've got Planet Snoopy rides listed currently right now. Also Thunder Canyon is listed. Slingshot's listed, Max Air's listed, and new to the list is Giant Wheel that's listed. It says opening around Memorial Day.
All those say around Memorial Day, yep.
It could be a staffing issue. It could be a part issue. It could be just they're just not wanting to have those open right there. But check that page out to see, if, you're, I don't know, if one of your kids likes to ride the kite eating tree or something or whatever, then you'll know that, it's kind of closed.
I do want to point out, Planet Snoopy never opens till Memorial Day. It hasn't since like pre-COVID. So don't get like all wound up. Oh my God, Six Flags. No, this is a normal thing.
Right. Yeah. And I'm trying to think what else.
Well, why don't I go through what people commented on Facebook, and if that might kind of stir your brain a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll just go super quick through these. So
you could just read the first name and we'll just keep rolling.
Yep. So Courtney says, early entry is the best time to get in rides that get a huge line later in the day. I used it last year to get on Siren's Curse and Top Thrill 2. If it is an option for you, definitely take advantage of it.
Yes, I would agree 100%. Oh my goodness, yes.
Eli, and I really like this one, especially in really hot days. Eli says, water is always free. Just go up and ask for a little thing of water, and they'll give you a little cup of water for free. Haven't done it in a while, but you should still be able to. Yes, you can. They are very small cups. They're basically like double shot glasses. But
it's like
that being said, you
like
can
a
ask for
Dixie
2,
kind
you
of
can
thing.
ask for 3, you can ask for 4. Like they will give you, and it's ice cold, and like stay hydrated. If you don't, I'm going to try to say this nice, but if you're not super well off financially and you don't want to be spending $6 for a drink or $30 for the all day drink plan, cool. I get it. I'm glad you're still able to go to the park and enjoy it, but also don't dehydrate yourself doing so. Right. Take advantage of this. Get the free water.
Especially if it's hot.
It's free.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to bat an eye at you. Our friend Jared says, if you show up 4 hours before the park opening, you'll probably be the first one in the gate. Sure will.
That you just need to make sure you're at the right gate. The main gate. Yes.
Don't go to the water park gate.
Yes.
Sharon says, if you have a season pass, get the dining plan. If not, the all day dining plan is a good alternative. And she says, always get a sunrise picture at Hotel Breakers. I wouldn't say always. I mean, I that's like one thing I did once, but
yeah.
No, it's just a testament to how beautiful our park is.
Yeah.
Brian says, getting the dining plan, whether it's single day or all season, is a must. You sense a theme here, right? And if you're somewhat local, great times to go in May and June are late Friday afternoons. The school groups are on their way out and lines are much shorter. Yes, fully agreed there. Chris says, save Raptor. And I'm going to put a little parenthesis and the rest of the front of the park, besides maybe Valraven, for the evening when the lines are 5 to 15 minutes. Absolutely agreed. Even on really busy days, don't go running to Raptor and Gatekeeper because that's the first thing you see. If you wait till 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, they're going to be so much shorter. You're going to wait 10, 15 minutes as opposed to literally 2 hours. Yeah, Raptor gets crazy lines first thing in the morning.
It's because it's the first thing that people see, and they're like, "Oh, I want to ride the coaster," and yeah, everybody just dumps right into that. And then also,
That's like the general public coaster.
a caveat to that as well is don't eat like if you're planning on eating lunch and stuff, eat it off on like an off lunch hour. So like for instance, like if lunch is like 1, like try to eat at 2 or a little delayed or earlier than that, because you'll avoid the lunch and dinner rushes. And
food places generally open at 11 if the park opens at 10. Just note that. So if you're somebody that's not wanting to wait in line for food, get in line right at 11. You're going to be one of the first ones through the line.
Yeah.
And you won't really have to wait. But yeah, going back to Raptor, like that ride, even though it's 32 years old now, it gets like 2.5 hour waits, even on not that busy days. Because what happens is all these field trip kids that don't really know Cedar Point that well, they walk in the gate and they're like, well, what do you want to ride? Oh, I know that one. And they just like walk in line, and you get like
it doesn't matter.
It
could be like Blue Streak that was like where Raptor is, and they'd be like, "Let's ride that."
Yeah, no, seriously, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So Chris is dead on here.
Yep.
Don't just in general start the back, work your way up.
Yep.
That's the best way to do it. Emily says, "Don't skip the French Quarter funnel cake. I couldn't tell you how much it costs, and I don't even care. I'll sell my earthly belongings before I skip the funnel cake."
Fair.
She also says the drink plan is worth it.
Yep.
I just have it on the kids' passes, and we alternate who gets to pick a beverage every time we go up, and the others get free water until it's their pick.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Christian says, take a midday break when the lines are the longest. I disagree, but whatever. Sit down and relax while watching a show in one of the theaters. Take a stroll along the beach or find a shady spot along Frontier Trail.
Yeah.
Heavy on the Frontier Trail part, especially with barrels and bites coming this year.
I was gonna say you could have like an alcoholic, drink or something. Drink responsibly, but yeah, you could have something like that and hang out at the park.
Cedar Point is a very good park in certain areas to just hang out.
Yeah,
it really is.
Hang out, people watch, just relax.
Yeah. And boy, is there people watching.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I? Bruce says, talk to the people in front of or behind you in line. It makes the wait seem shorter, and you never know who you will meet. I will put a little star next to that. Read the room. If they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to talk to you.
Not necessarily, because I've obviously, getting in line for either Siren's Curse or also Top Thrill, don't have my phone. And I guess maybe so less with Top Thrill because, right at the beginning of the line, it's gone. And then so people just be like, oh, and you have like a cool shirt on or something or whatever. And they'd be like, oh, and,
I agree, but
strike up a conversation. Be like, oh, hey, I like your shirt. But yeah.
So just like, I don't know, just don't butt into people's conversations.
Fair. Yeah.
Don't talk to people that don't want to be talked to. Tim says, if you've got the money to spend, stay at Breakers and buy a fast lane. If you can't afford to stay at Breakers, then at least definitely get a fast lane. I will definitely say with Breakers, if you want the full Cedar Point experience, stay at Breakers.
Yes.
Is it like the greatest hotel in the world? No. It's a hotel, but the convenience of just being able to walk back and forth to the park.
Yes.
Without, literally you get off a Magnum and you're back in your hotel room in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. And who's to say it's a bad view when you get either the lake view and you see the beautiful lake and the beach, or you can look over across and you see the awesome cool skyline. You see Millennium Force, Top Thrill, and you see all the rides.
It's worth noting that the park view rooms are actually cheaper than the lake view rooms. So if you're a nerd like me, the park view is better. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, Jessica, but she says Halloween weekend's on a Thursday. Best day to get in a lot of rides during the fall season with little to no waits.
She's not wrong.
Fully agree, but it is May 9th. Let's settle down on Halloween.
I will say that the Thursdays do tend to pick up though later on into the season though with
starting like Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah, those Thursdays there'll be a lot less, but they'll still be, especially when you get towards like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., they start filtering in. So absolutely.
Kylie, I think she says if the sunset is pretty, go walk around the beach. Absolutely, that's how Cedar Point got started. Is that beach?
Yes, and it's free.
Shayla says, make sure you are already hydrated. Extremely important to feel your best. Water. Yes, absolutely agreed. Powerade as well. Liquid IV. Do what you got to do. it gets hot. I know we're in Ohio, but even Ohio gets
hot and muggy,
stupidly hot in the summer.
Yes.
It really doesn't feel much different than Florida at times. It really doesn't. Jay says, take time to relax with a cold drink or snack and enjoy people watching. We've kind of already touched on that. You can have a lot of fun just strolling the shops and watching the shows. Absolutely. And the shopping scene at Cedar Point is shockingly good. There's a lot of really good souvenirs everywhere. And usually the gift shops have different things in different gift shops. It's not just kind of rinse and repeat at every single shop. And there's also things that like, they're not necessarily like all just Cedar Point knickknacks and t-shirts. And like, there's cooler different things at different shops, especially on Frontier Trail or, most what's left of the shops there. Lori says, definitely spend the night and enjoy sitting on the beach after a day in the park. I've only ever stayed at Breakers during Halloween, so I've never done the sit on the beach after the park closes because it's too darn cold out, but that is a great idea. I believe during the summer, especially during boardwalk nights, they have things going on at the beach, usually at least a little bit after the park closes. Like usually the sandbar stays open maybe an hour or two after the park closes. And sometimes maybe there's bands playing. I'm not completely sure. Chris says, don't eat in the park unless you have a meal plan. There are cheaper, more affordable options outside the park. While I do agree that there's cheaper, it might not necessarily be better.
Yeah,
Just say.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's the Dairy Queen that's a little bit down the street, or the McDonald's obviously across the street. Then that too.
And there's a ton of stuff in Sandusky, and yeah, it's going to be cheaper than Cedar Point.
But it's not really convenient per se. Like if you're going to leave the park like that and have to come back and stuff, especially if it's a really busy day and you're trying to find a parking spot.
Right. But to Chris's point, if you have a meal plan, so get the meal plan. If you have the meal plan, it's Cedar Point food is fantastic. Yep. It's great. At the very least, it's good enough. But yeah, if you're on a budget, yeah, leave the park. There's the Dairy Queen right there. There's the McDonald's right there. Sandusky has literally every fast food place and restaurant you can imagine. There's no shortage of things to eat, as long as you don't mind losing an hour or two of your day. But if you're in the general public and this is your vacation, you might not mind that because you're going to be there for 3 days. So who cares if you lose an hour or two?
Right.
And then the last one, Darcy says, stop and take the photo. One of my favorite things to get a picture in the jail stocks near Frontier Trail. I have a picture of myself and some of my friends when we went in 8th grade, and we got one of my husband, daughter, and I when we went last year. Yeah, absolutely agree. And
that's cool.
Cedar Point is obviously one of the most photogenic parks. I mean, we wouldn't create a calendar or two every year.
Yeah.
If we didn't have a huge plethora of different photos to take and every single year. And that's not even including ones that include us. There's so many good photo spots for you and your family. So yeah, take that 30 seconds and take the photo. It's worth the memories.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I was also going to say, if you do have a pass, first of all, you should buy a season pass. Like there's either the silver pass or also the gold pass or prestige pass.
And they are dirt cheap compared to what they should be.
And if you have a prestige pass, you can visit the VIP lounge area, and where you can get if you have the drink plan, you can get a drink there, which is really nice. If it's a busy day and stuff, you'll avoid maybe like a longer line for a drink. And then also you can get like a snack, like cookies or chips or things like that. And then they've got individual TVs over there too, where, you can sit on a couch, charge your phone. You can
watch the Guardians game, watch the Cavs game, which
right.
I'm going to talk about the Cavs right now. But.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You can do all kinds of things like that and stuff. Which is fun. And then also I was going to say, jumping on take the picture and stuff like that. Yeah. Take a bunch of selfies around the park, it's a very, like, you can, for instance, you can, at least previous years, unless it changed, you can take pictures, on the giant wheel, the big Ferris wheel and stuff, which is really cool because it kind of gives you a huge overhead perspective. And it's kind of cool to take like a selfie in the giant wheel car, and with that with the park in the background and or
the lake
or the lake if you wanted the lake. But yeah. I would agree. And then really quick, if you are staying at Hotel Breakers or also like any of the Cedar Point hotels, you're going to want to make sure, I believe isn't it Hotel Breakers and also Lighthouse Point, like around in the campground or whatever, to where you have to, or you can use that Magnum gate for early entry. But if you're just a regular guest that's not staying there, whatever, you're going to have to use the main entrance to get into there. And then also if you have a boat in the marina, you can use the gate over there by Valraven, which is really nice. You can you can skip a lot of the line and things like that. And then also if you have Prestige, you have like your own dedicated lane. If you go all the way to the right, normally, at the front gate or whatever, where they have, there's pretty much nobody there and you just walk right in and you just scanned it and keep on going. And
the first 2 hours of the day usually.
Make sure you also check out the gift shops. I don't know if we touched a little bit on that, but there's a lot of different. Every gift shop seems to always have like a different theme, like merchandise wise, or
a lot of the big rides have their own merchandise shops.
Yes,
Millennium, Siren's Curse, Top Thrill, Steel Vengeance, Maverick,
and the
Gatekeeper. Do they still have a shop in there, or is it just kind of
yeah? Now? They did, yeah.
Yeah, so most likely your favorite ride has a dedicated gift shop.
But yeah, to take a peek in all those gift shops and stuff, because you'll find like different shirts or different things. Like, the person that does the merchandise and stuff does like super crazy well, and everything. You got a real nice soft shirts or tank tops
buttons.
Or you could do buttons. You can even freaking get booty shorts. I saw that they had like I think Top Thrill Store had like I think it was like Top Thrill or something on the butt. I don't know that. You wouldn't be caught. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing those, but yeah. But if that's what you're looking for, pop into one of those gift shops. Also, a lot of the gift shops at least have some AC. So if you're looking to cool down just in a quick way and stuff, again, or if you want some candy, go in there. Or also Sweet Spot, you can go check out there and go get some sweets there. Evan, I know you like the chocolate covered strawberries that they have there.
Oh, they're so good.
Those are good. I like the giant, big square, bigger than my head, the Rice Krispie treats. Those are also really good too. So if you're trying to like maybe stretch your dollar or stretch something like that.
That's usually like actually a surprisingly, okay, look, it's sugar, it's crappy for you, but it's a good snack and it's like $5,
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it. I was going to say, if the park does have fireworks, that night, whatever, they normally launch them off over by, the Gatekeeper area.
That'll be 4th of July.
Over on
Are
the
they doing
beach
multiple nights this year?
I
think they're doing multiple nights this year.
I think, they're having
they're just doing the 4th. They're just doing the 4th.
Yeah, they're having, and check Cedar Point's event calendar on their website, because you can see a bunch of different events that are be coming up. Evan, you talked about the was it the Bites and
Barrels and
Bites event and stuff and everything like that.
I really struggled through that a couple of weeks ago, looking for the menu and trying to talk at the same time because I couldn't find it.
Yeah, you know what? That's all right.
Never claimed to be professionals.
Yeah. And if you see us on the Midway, we're friendly faces. Come say hi to us, and then make sure that you join us for our photo that'll be later today at 3 p.m. over.
It's so weird hearing you say it today.
I know, right? 3 p.m. over there next to Corkscrew Station. We're going to take a giant group photo that we normally do. And then we're actually, Evan, I don't even know if I told you this, but we're going to have a cool flag that has our logo on it. So it'll say CP Run on it.
Tell me that.
Yeah. So someone will be
carrying that all day.
It's flat. It'll fit in my pocket. So someone could carry or not carry, but someone could, pose with the flag and stuff. So, but cool. Evan, do you have anything else to add, or let's wrap this up here?
Let's wrap this up.
And then next week we'll have another episode, because we'll talk about, opening day.
What we saw,
what was new, what was, what we saw. And
I have one more tip. Yeah. Don't go to the park expecting to ride the monster. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, there you go. Get to ride. Right. Hopefully everyone's gotten to ride, or getting ready to get out of their car and go ride Go ride some coasters. Go ride
tell you,
Top Thrill
it
2
is
and Siren's
a great
Curse.
feeling for the first time in, well, I guess 2024 to some degree, but it's a nice feeling not heading to the park on opening day and wondering what the deal is with Top Thrill. Like,
Yeah, right.
it's just open. It's going to be open. And, you know, of course, in 2024, on opening day, we weren't worried about it, right? You know, it was open. It was ready to roll, quote unquote, ready to go. And then, you know, things happen. But, you know, it's nice to just like Top Thrill's just in the background now. It's just a ride that exists, and Siren's Curse is open and rocking and rolling. I saw a test on the webcams today, and yeah,
good
so,
stuff.
all right, we're wrapping it up.
Yep.
Reiterating what Carsten said, come to group photo. It gets bigger every single year. They're fun. They're quick. We'll be at 3 p.m. Right?
Yep.
Right in front of Corkscrew. Come say hi. Come do the group photo. And then join us for a ride on everybody's favorite roller coaster, Corkscrew, and that'll be the only time I ride it this year. And as always, thanks for listening. Thanks for everything. Comment, share,
And
happy opening day.
And make sure you share this podcast with all of your friends, and make sure you rate us. And we'll see you at the group photo. Have a great opening day, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Rundown on Fun. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all the latest updates from Six Flags Entertainment. And remember, always be kind to your ride operators. See you soon.